This is David Manvolato Odds. It is July 6th, 2025. Okay, I hope you guys had a great weekend, 4th of July weekend, and let's get down to this, all right? I'm going to go over the charts page again, do another practice session, so you guys start getting used to this. It's a pretty cool feature here, and it'll really help you catch a lot of wins and simple with very few numbers. So I'm going to use Georgia as practice session, okay? And I'm going to like to look at the chart first to see how the numbers are falling, the patterns are falling. As you know by now, that 8 and 9 win, okay, all the time, okay? They dominate. So when I look at this chart here, see, from the first, look, how many times 8 and 9 won, which is the pink and the brown colors, right? Now look here on the 6th, okay, which is Sunday, today, the brown one, pink is due, okay? So if I turn off the pink like that, look what's dominating, 822, 8311 there, 822. If you think 822 is going to hit again, let's concentrate and focus on 822 for this example. So first thing I want to do is I want to isolate 822 so I could see the correct patterns for 822. Because if you look at it like this, these patterns are all mixed up with all the 15 pair sums. So I isolate 822. Now I'm seeing the correct pattern for 822, and I'm seeing what's coming out. Okay, so I could reduce them more. Okay, or keep the ones that wind up. Look at this, 2, 2, 2. Isn't that awesome? So if you wind up playing 822 and just hit the twos, you would have made big money right there. Wow. And look at the 1-1s. You see, that's why it's important to isolate the pair of sums, because then you could see what patterns are connected with it, okay? And you could play the patterns. Instead of thinking about reducing or playing the patterns that overdo, you play the patterns that keep hitting the most, okay? So anyway, let's go down to 822. You could go like this, the pinks, and then just isolate 822 like that. You have 12 numbers there, okay? Yep. Oh yeah. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. If 822 hits next draw and it's within the green or brown zones, meaning these L1 pair, M3C pairs, that's what this is, okay? M3C pairs goes this way, all right, horizontally, okay, across the buttons, and they go down like this here, see, because it says M3C, they total on the bottom, all right? And L1 column goes like this vertically and goes across. You see how L1 here says the totals? You see L1 totals, and then here, this final box here, totals both of them, takes all the pairs and everything and the numbers, totals them in here. You can view them by numbers, by pairs, okay, or by pairs and numbers, like that, okay, makes it simple, all right? Now, let's go through this. If a red doesn't show up like this, and I'm going to show you, if a red shows up, I'm going to show you how to defeat this red, okay? But first I want to show you how, if a brown or green zone come out here, a green or brown zone, meaning this right here, guaranteed one of these will be the winner if it's next draw and it's 822. Guaranteed, okay? No question about it. All right, it's been tested hundreds of times. It's the system works. Now, the way you figure out what may hit in the red zone is this. Check this out, all right? What's missing? Okay, look, there's 5 pairs, right? Each column has to have the 5 pairs in there. Okay, whatever pair is not missing, if it winds up winning next, it's going to be red because it's not in here. It's not in the green or brown. It's in the red. See here, look. See how you have this border green and brown and red is down here. Okay, that's where the missing pairs would be. Hold on. That's where the missing pairs would be. So let's go through each of 4 sections. Let's see what pairs are missing. Look, 5 pairs, right? So this you have front, split, back, FSB, FBS is missing. Now keep in mind, only 1 pair is missing in the first column. FBS only applies to doubles and triples. So if you don't think it's a double triple that's going to win, you don't have to worry about that. Now look at this section here, the second column. You have the split and FSBs. You're missing the front, the back, the FBS. Front, back, FBS. You're missing 3 in this column. So you have 3 chances here of it coming out red. Okay, and this one of these will not be the winner. But we can add these in here by just this drop down. You can add them, okay? But now let's just say it doesn't come out red. It comes out here. It's going to be green or brown zone, meaning green or brown zone in here. Look at here. You have all the pairs here. You have a front, split, back, FBS, FSB. Front, split, back, FSB, right? FSB, FBS. You have them all here. They're all there. So it's guaranteed the winner is going to be coming out from here, okay? In the brown-green zone. Now what this does, it matches these both together. So if the pairs are missing on this side, then it's not going to produce the numbers here for that pair missing, okay? So it have to be one in the green or brown, one of these pairs all together like this. That's what this makes. And you could just do this. You could just look at the pairs and it'll show you what the pairs are right there. Okay? And if you think, for example, that, see here, L1 column, if you think green is going to come out here, I told you L1 is here, right? L1 is here, right? L1 is here, going vertically, these buttons, and they run across like this. And see L1 like that. So if you think green is going to come out, right, here and here, right, it's going to be these two. Now, this is L1 page, okay? I want to make this clear. You should already know this, okay, from all the videos. This is L1 page, right? Buttons, meaning this, meaning this. This. All these mixed up here. If you think another green is going to come out here, that's what you do here. It's this too, like that, like this, like that. You have two numbers, okay, like that, all right? So, but if you think it's going to be, I'll show you. Now on the M3C page here, if you think it's going to be across here, M3C, okay, now you're talking about this, okay? Because now you've isolated M3C. Whenever you isolate the pattern like this, that's M3C. You should already know this by now. So you go like this, okay? You got 5 numbers left, okay? Now, one of the things I want to also show you, if you look at these patterns, you don't see a lot of brown, brown, right? See, you don't see a lot of brown, 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 brown coming out. It's this. Take this out. Take that out. That's why in the middle, it's yellow, okay? This is where the most of the hits are, and here in the white is not, because you got the brown, 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 all right? And that's it. That's how simple it is. All right. Now, if you wanted to add all the pair subs, you say, okay, I don't know if it's going to be 822. I think it might be maybe 813 or 831. But I want to play all 3 of them. Just click this View PS page. This page here adds all 3 of them in there. You've got 22 numbers, and you can start reducing them from there. You could go like this. You could go like that. If you think it's going to be just these 2 greens like I showed you earlier, you've got 17 numbers. If you think also on this one, it's going to be just green, green, you've got 2 numbers right there. Okay, that's how that works. Now, really quickly, let me show you how to add the missing pairs. So we said here in the front, we're missing... what are we missing? We're missing front, split, back, FBS. So I'm not gonna, you know what? Let me add that. So I'm gonna add that up here, FBS. Always try to add them in the green section, the missing pairs. And here we were missing 3, right? We were missing the front. We're missing the back. We're missing the FBS, like that. You've got 30 numbers here that you could start reducing. So, and then we said this was going to be out, and we said this is going to be out. Like that, you have 5 numbers there. Okay, if you're not sure if L1 is going to be a green on the right hand and left hand side, you got 25, right? So that's how you work it. Okay, that's how you work it to reduce them numbers. And since you're dealing with such few numbers, okay, you can play multiple times to catch one of these 822s and for huge wins. Look, last week it hit like almost every day 822 hit every day. Okay, it's not hard to catch these at all, especially if you're playing with all the pair sums. If you think 822 is going to come out, this will catch all of them. So if pair sum 8 is going to come out pink, doesn't matter which pink comes out. Okay, if it comes out pink, it's going to be one of these numbers guaranteed. If you think it's going to be a single, here's singles reduced down to 15 numbers. I want to show you something pretty cool too. Hold on. Let's shut this down. Let's turn this back on here. We put the missing pairs in there. Okay. You could start reducing them. You can start now utilizing the filters. For example, if you think it's going to be hit like that, you can reduce that like that. And you know what this means. I don't even have to go over it with you, right? It's these columns right here. All right. So, or if you think, for example, look, what you can do here, you can shift these around. So you could go like this. If you think, for example, it's going to be singles, right? Or you could go like this. Singles will be front, split, back, FSB, because you already have an front there. Remember, the program only looks at one pair. So if there's a second or third pair, it just ignores it. So you can do whatever you want with the second, third, and whatever pairs. So here's also, you could change this to this FSB, front, back, split. Okay, you've got like that. So that means green, green. So M3C, you've got green, green here. So it helps you reduce the numbers to one column like that so you could see them better. And we did reduce the numbers. We're down to 25. You could do pairs here so you could see what pairs you think may not win next. If front hit here, FSB hit there. So maybe you want to do this. Maybe you want to take out the front here and the FSB there. Okay, and then I'm going to show you something about with the FSBs, okay? So there you go, 7 numbers. You got 7 numbers only. How cool is that? Okay, guaranteed, guaranteed. Okay, if the next one it comes out, okay, if it's not front and FSB, if this doesn't repeat, front FSB, it's another mixture, it's going to be one of these 9 numbers, okay? One of these 9 numbers are going to wind up winning if 822 wins next, okay? Remember, it doesn't matter if it's in the red zone anymore because you've already added the missing pairs in here. So every column has all 5 pairs in there, okay? So pretty cool. All right, so what else I was going to show you here? I was going to show you something else. I got to write this down before I make these videos. FSB, okay, FSB. Look at this. This is pretty cool. All right, so let's put all these back on, okay? You have 30 numbers, okay? 822 hits. It's going to be one of these 30 numbers guaranteed. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's in the green or red zone, green or brown or red zone. Okay, one of these 30 will win. Now you could utilize the filters to reduce them. Now look at this. Look at every single winner here, okay? Look how many times FBS, FSB hits, FSB, 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 okay? If FSB hits again, or you're just playing with FSB, look what you do. All you do is turn off this, okay? Turn off this on this side, like that. Bingo. 2 numbers. Oh, yes. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. If 822 comes out, it comes out with an FSB in the L1 section, which on top, it comes out on top here. Okay, this L1 on top is L1, on the bottom here is M3C. So if it comes out top, which is due, okay, only one of these 2 numbers will be the winner. Okay, will be the winner, guaranteed. Okay, if FSB comes on the other side like this, okay, then you have 7 numbers, 7 numbers. Guaranteed, okay? So if 822 comes out next draw and FSB is down here again, okay, one of these 7 numbers will be the winner. And let me show you before I leave you in this video, and then I'm going to tell you what we're doing next, what we're coning. I just want to show you how many times FSB hits. Look at that. Look at that, infested with FSBs that you can work with. So you don't have to work with just 822. You can work with multiple pair sums, multiple colors, okay, with FSB, okay? Let's do this. Let's see here. 22 numbers, and look, 22 numbers. You did FSB on this side, on the M3C side, and you had only 22 numbers, but you're working with 822, 813, and 831. So pink, whenever pink comes out, guaranteed this would be the winner. And hold on. If you're missing... have to add the missing pair of sums, okay? That's important. Front, split, back, FSB, FBS, front. See, this is missing. See, you can have more numbers here. Front, split, back. Let's see, maybe we might not. Hold on, let's put the F here. Let's put back here. So you have front, split, back, FSB. We're missing FBS. Add that. Oh, not bad. Still staying at 22. Hold on. How about this side? Front, split, back, FSB, FBS. Okay, good. How about this one? Front, Where's the split? All right, so add the split. Front split, back, FSB, FB. Good. 22 numbers guaranteed right there. So if the winner winds up being just the pink, okay, it's going to be one of these right there. If it's going to be pink and FSB on M3C side, if you think it's going to be on L1 side, you go like that. So simple. And you've got only eight numbers. Only 8 numbers. And then remember, brown doesn't hit the most. The yellow section is where the winners tend to be. You lost 1 number there. And if you go on the other side, FSB. And there you go. See that? Now, when you work with all the pairs, you don't have to change the numbers. But you should update them all the time just to be on the safe side, okay? Because the way our algorithm works. But you can test it out, okay? But it should be... if you're dealing with all the pairs and they're not missing, then you won't have to change the numbers. The numbers will hit in the week, okay? And that is the cool thing about this, all right? And when we start the lotto pool, these here are going to be buttons, okay, to allow you to buy. The lotto pool is going to be awesome. It's one of the best systems ever created. There's nothing like it on the internet. We're going to be winning like crazy. So like here, for example, one of the lotto pools is the pink, because the lotto pool is going to have these 5. There's going to be 5 lotto pools based on these 5 colors, okay? And one lotto pool is going to be like that, and it's going to be something like that. We'll be having numbers like that, okay, that we're working with if you isolate. See, but if we put them all in here, then we have a lot more numbers. You see that? 46 numbers, like that. So it would be like 46 numbers, okay? But when we deal with the lotto pool, we're going to basically be dealing with just the green and the brown. You would come here and you would add the missing pairs on your own, and then you'll be able to pick additional numbers that weren't in that group, okay? But when we get to that point with the lotto pool, you're going to see how it is, because the lotto pool is going to work with the charts, has buttons to buy the numbers, and with here, okay, and the lotto pool section here. Just these are going to be all numbers. Very simple, all right? Now let me, before I leave you, let me let you know what we're doing next at this time. We're coding the alerts page here. So everything that you saw me doing here, okay, with the filters, you're going to be able to assign it to an alert. And it's going to basically email you these numbers before every draw, okay? Based on the filters you choose, you assign it to an alert, and it will email you before every draw the numbers, okay? And you could change it at any time. And you could either choose to utilize the lotto pool page or the chart page for now. Afterwards, we're going to include all these pages for the alert, okay, for the email alert. Okay, so you could choose whatever 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages, whichever 5 alerts you want for either of these pages, you could have the alert for. So that's what we're working on now. All right, I wish you the best.